Oliver's opinion, RFK Jr., health, hysteria, and HHS hell. Tonight's main story is about health, and I mean that in the loosest possible sense, like Gwyneth Paltrow endorsed it, kind of health. Because we need to talk about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a man who went from shirtless environmentalist screaming about mercury in tuna to Secretary of Health and Human Services, which is like making Kanye West the head of Quiet Reflection. And yes, that's real. In 2025, Donald Trump appointed RFK Jr. as the nation's top health official in a move that was part trolling, part tragedy, and part wellness Instagram gone feral. Part 1, Make America Healthy Again with Fewer People. RFK Jr. didn't just come in to run HHS, he's turned it into his personal holistic haunted house. Under his Make America Healthy Again campaign, or MAHA, he's managed to both promote individual empowerment and cut 10,000 federal health jobs, including divisions for HIV prevention and global health, because nothing says health like firing epidemiologists while selling shareable health badges like they're Pokemon for the immune system. Part 2, Minority Health, Major Cuts. Then there's his decision to eliminate 7 minority health offices, you know, the ones tasked with helping underserved communities not die quite so fast. Instead, he's launching a mysterious Administration for a Healthy America, which sounds like something invented by Gilead in The Handmaid's Tale. Even GOP strategists are calling him the face of the domestic agenda. And when your domestic agenda starts looking like a kombucha-fueled reboot of Logan's Run, maybe it's time to detox from the detox guy. Part 3, Vaccines, the placebo era. And then, oh God, the vaccines. RFK Jr. announced all new vaccines must undergo placebo-controlled trials, even for diseases that already have effective proven shots. Why? Because, quote, he wants radical transparency. Which is ironic coming from a man who once claimed COVID vaccines contained metal flakes that track your soul. This policy has delayed COVID boosters, raised prices, and during a record measles outbreak, he pushed cod liver oil as treatment. That's not public health. That's what happens when your uncle confuses Reddit with Harvard Med. No, the body heals itself with antibodies. You kale-brain Chernobyl. This isn't a goop catalogue, it's people's lives. Part 4, Autism, Surveillance, and WTF. Now let's get to one of the most disturbing parts. His obsession with finding the root cause of autism. And how's he doing that? Hiring a discredited vaccine autism truther, proposing national autism tracking, and calling autism a tragedy, which prompted stars of Love on the Spectrum to respond with, "We can pay taxes, we can work, and no, we don't want to be tracked like defective Fitbits." And his response? A pledge to find the cause of autism by September 2025. That's right. He's solving one of the most complex neurological conditions known to science in the time it takes to forget about threads. Part 5, Food Dyes, Drug Summits and Daddy Issues. To be fair, not all of RFK Jr.'s moves are totally unhinged. He did ban artificial food dyes, which is fine, great. No more neon green sugar water for your kids. Although the phrase bipartisan support means less now that it applies to both dye bans and drone strikes. And yes, he shared his addiction recovery story, which is honest, humanizing, and deserves respect. But he then pivoted straight into calling himself a health visionary while gutting vaccine programs, like someone doing a TED Talk titled, "My Journey from Heroin to Herd Immunity Denial." It's not. It's in your veins. That's what a vaccine is. Part 6, International Meddling and RFK the sequel. He's also dabbling in international diplomacy, pressuring Jordan to take sick children from Gaza, which, look, he's not wrong. But when you, Trump, and Nancy Pelosi are all saying the same thing, either the world is truly upside down or someone spiked the congressional water supply with turmeric lattes. Oh, and RFK Jr. got 10,000 pages of assassination records about his dad released because nothing says I should run public health like relitigating 1968 with a conspiracy chalkboard and a flashlight. Final thoughts. RFK Jr. is not your typical cabinet secretary. He's not even your typical uncle who ruins Thanksgiving by bringing his own colonic kit. He is, as one official said, Trump's wellness warlord. He is reshaping public health with a mix of pseudoscience, real personal pain, and a splash of vitamin C. And that might be the scariest thing of all. He genuinely believes he's saving the country by dismantling the very tools designed to protect it. So if you find yourself sick, confused, or unable to get your MMR shot, don't worry. RFK Jr. has a solution. Kale, prayer, and cod liver oil. Good night, and please, for the love of Jonah Salk, vaccinate your damn kids.
Are you tired of the same old boring dinners? Chicken, beef, fish, yawn. Well, folks, we've got something wild for you, literally.
Hi, I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and I've spent years foraging the highways and byways of America to bring you my latest cookbook, Roadkill Gourmet Wild Recipes for the Brave Stomach.
That's right, folks. With RFK Jr.'s Roadkill Recipe Book, you'll learn to turn any unfortunate encounter into a delicious 5-star meal.
Why waste a perfectly good deer, a raccoon, or possum? It's free range, organic, and pre-tenderized by Mother Nature herself.
You'll master such delicacies as skunk stroganoff, armored armadillo stew, and my personal favorite, flattened ferret fajitas.
All natural, all American.
I never thought I'd eat a coyote, but with RFK Jr.'s recipe for backwoods barbecue, I've never been happier. Heck, the kids even asked for seconds.
But wait, there's more. Order now and get RFK Jr.'s bonus guide, Grillmaster's Guide to the Great Interstate.
Because you never know what might wander onto your plate.
Call now and we'll even throw in the Roadkill Rescue Kit complete with a spatula, car scraper, and portable hazard lights.
Don't let good meat go to waste, folks.
RFK Jr.'s Roadkill Gourmet, because dinner is just one highway away.
Call 1-800-ROADKILL for your copy today. And remember, if it's fresh and flat, it's dinner. Oh man, you can really taste the asphalt.
Disclaimer. Do not eat roadkill or random highway finds. Brought to you by Black September. Attention, roadkill gourmets and daring diners. At Black September Studios, we are committed to your health, safety, and overall well-being, even if you, for some reason known only to yourself and possibly a renegade raccoon, have decided to live life as a highway hunter-gatherer. We understand that temptation strikes at the oddest moments. You're cruising down the road, stomach growling, and there it is, a fresh, by some stretch of the imagination, raccoon, deer, or perhaps an unidentifiable furry mass that might be a badger. You think, well, that's dinner sorted. But before you bust out your pocket knife and portable grill, let us stop you right there. Black September formally and emphatically advises that you do not eat roadkill or other random things you find along the highway. And we really mean it. 1. Just because it's dead doesn't mean it's dinner. Let's be real here. If an animal's primary method of seasoning is dirt, we're already off to a bad start. There's a reason your local supermarket doesn't have a roadkill aisle next to the organic section. You won't find a butcher's sign reading, "Flattened by Ford, fresh daily." That's because nature and a few thousand pounds of moving steel weren't exactly gentle with your potential entree. Even if it looks reasonably intact and sort of appetizing, remember, it wasn't placed on the road by some magical, ethically conscious woodland chef. That squirrel didn't lie down there to offer its body up for your questionable culinary adventures. It was likely minding its own business before it was rudely interrupted by an 18-wheeler. Eating roadkill is like finding a mystery meal on the sidewalk. It's just not a good idea, and road seasoning isn't recognized by any reputable culinary school. 2. If you can't identify it, you definitely shouldn't eat it. This is a key rule of life, applicable to many areas but especially food. When it comes to random highway discoveries, the spectrum of possible contents is terrifyingly broad. That mysterious hunk of meat could be anything: a raccoon, a possum, a deer, or, in rare cases, a highly confused armadillo. Alternatively, it could be something less meaty. It might not even be an animal at all. You know that pile of vaguely squishy stuff you're eyeing? It could be someone's old sofa cushion, a deflated air mattress, or, heaven forbid, rubber. If the texture is more tire than tenderloin, it's probably best to steer clear, unless you're Gordon Ramsay, but even then, he'd probably tell you to take a long, hard look at your life choices. 3. Wildlife experts don't approve, and neither do we. Here at Black September, we reached out to several wildlife experts, including veterinarians, park rangers, and one very opinionated badger named Samantha. Their consensus was clear: do not eat roadkill. Unless you're a scavenger by design, like vultures, crows, or a raccoon with questionable standards, you are not equipped to handle the myriad risks involved. These animals are professionals. You, dear reader, are not. In fact, let's put this into perspective. Even raccoons have some standards. They go dumpster diving, but you don't see them gnawing on day-old tire tracks. They know better. If a creature that eats literal garbage is saying, "No thanks, I'm good," maybe you should take the hint. 4. Highway mystery meat and foodborne illnesses, a match made in horror. It's a fact of nature. Dead things attract other less than savory things. Bugs, bacteria, and mold love nothing more than a free meal. And guess what? That roadkill you're eyeing has likely been a gourmet buffet for them for hours, if not days. Would you willingly attend a bacteria's banquet? No? Then you probably don't want to chow down on what's essentially a critter that's been seasoned with tetanus, salmonella, and E. coli. Also, if the phrase mystery meat makes your stomach churn in a high school cafeteria, it should make you sprint in the opposite direction when you're dealing with roadkill. Foodborne illnesses are not a joke, folks, and let's be honest, do you really want your obituary to read, "Succumbed to a bad batch of roadside raccoon"? 5. Cars are not sous chefs. If you're under the impression that the heat from the asphalt or the friction of a tire is somehow cooking your roadkill to a perfect medium rare, please reconsider everything. Cars are designed to transport you from point A to point B, not slow roast a squirrel for your next dinner party. Roadkill isn't tenderized or prepped by being pancaked by a Prius. If anything, it's been brutally flattened, possibly filled with gravel and mixed with an assortment of oils, antifreeze, and other tasty automotive fluids. Remember, grilled by Goodyear is not a Michelin-starred technique. Even if the Michelin man himself waved you over, you'd want to politely decline the offer. 6. Liability. Nope, you're on your own. Let's make this very clear. Black September cannot, will not, and absolutely refuses to take responsibility for any roadkill-related culinary disasters you embark upon. Did you sauté a skunk and now your house smells like a chemical weapons facility? Did you nibble on a deer's leg and suddenly find yourself feeling weird? Did your attempt at tire track tacos result in a trip to the ER? That's on you, buddy. We warned you. Several times. 7. Alternatives to roadkill. Eat literally anything else. In conclusion, may we offer a radical suggestion? Eat literally anything else. There are thousands of legitimate, well-documented ways to get food that don't involve scraping something off the side of the highway. Grocery stores, restaurants, farmers markets, all great options where the food has been rigorously checked, cleaned, and cooked by people who know what they're doing. Even a cold can of beans sounds like a gourmet feast compared to suspiciously squashed squirrel stew. Final thought. You're better than this. At Black September Studios, we believe in you. We believe in your ability to make good choices. Please, for the love of all things decent and sanitary, let not eating roadkill be one of those choices. Stay safe, stay smart, and most importantly, stay away from the side of the road. Black September Studios, helping you make better life choices, one horrific hypothetical at a time.